You are listening to the REI Mastermind Podcast. Join JD as he chats with industry-leading real estate experts and professionals. We learn from their experience and uncover the strategies to their success that we can implement into our own businesses, and we can drive immediate results today. They share their experience and wisdom as we build a foundation to our own success. This is the REI Mastermind Network.
We have Mike Banks on the call. Mike, appreciate your time. And Mike is with a company called Fund and Grow. And if you haven't heard of Fund and Grow yet, you're probably living under a rock, because Fund and Grow has been around for quite a while. I want to say since 2007.
Yeah.
But you can find them at fundandgrow.com. But in a nutshell, Fund and Grow helps entrepreneurs and real estate investors find unsecured credit so they can do anything from rehabbing houses to buying rental property. And I know Mike's going to share some of those stories with us today, because they also have a YouTube channel. Is called just Fund and Grow as well?
Yep. Yeah, I wanted to mention, if people want to check us out, they can, of course, go to our regular website. But if they go through your link, they'll be able to lock in a $500 discount that they won't see at our website. So I don't know if you want to include that link in the description, but we can set that up.
Yeah, that'd be great. So what do you think that link will be?
Well, we can make it your URL and have it forward to the opt-in form on our website.
Sure. I'll put those links in the show notes after the fact, but make sure you take advantage of that. $500 discount is pretty sizable.
Yep.
So let's start things off. I know you just started this YouTube channel, and it sounds pretty interesting because you're interviewing some of the people that you're helping.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we actually have grown already to 11,000 subscribers, and we really just started putting the magnifying glass on it and focusing on it over the last year and a half. We're also doing a monthly giveaway, which is pretty cool. We're giving away 2 of our memberships. So that's over $8,000 in free service. We're doing that every month this year, randomly picking a winner. So if you guys are interested in that, you should definitely check out the channel and figure out, watch the video and understand how to enter the giveaway. But we're growing steadily. We've got a team of 60 employees here in Spring Hill, Florida, and we've established over $1 billion in funding. We've got over 2,400 positive reviews. And we do about 12 to 15 million every month in the funding that we originate for our clients.
Sure. So for those people that aren't familiar with your service, could you kind of explain to us a little bit about how this all works?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're a done-for-you service. We have a 12-month membership. And in that membership, we will apply and establish business credit for our clients. We'll do it 3 different times and build you up to $250,000. The way that works is we submit all the applications. We submit about 2,000 applications every single month. And then we follow up. We make sure that you're getting approved for the maximum amount possible, because a lot of times the computer will just systematically deny you, or you'll get some response that really isn't relevant because it's all done through the algorithm and a human being hasn't reviewed it. So that's where we come in. We make sure that the decision maker, the underwriter at the bank, is actually reviewing your application, because a lot of times you could have a 750 credit score and you go and apply for business credit on your own and you'll get shot down. So we've learned over the years, over 12 years of doing this, that we have to have it. Each application has to be reviewed by a human being. And that usually brings in 70% more funding. So basically, you guys will work with us, and then we'll go and we'll set up the accounts, the business credit accounts on your behalf. And within the first 3 to 4 weeks, clients are usually getting up to $100,000, depending on where they're at, because it is all based on your credit score and your credit history, even though the business credit doesn't show up on your personal credit report. That's a big benefit, because when you spend money on your personal credit, your scores are going to fluctuate up and down. You pay them off, they go back up. You put debt on your personal cards, the scores go back down. That's why it's so important to use business credit, because business credit does not appear on your personal credit report. So if you're doing a flip or you're buying a rental property and you bought it for, let's say, $70,000, that debt will not be appearing on your personal credit report. So now you've got that property, you can get it rehabbed, you can place a tenant, And once you do that, you get it appraised. And now you go back to the bank and you do a cash out refinance and get a mortgage on that property. They're looking at your personal credit. Your personal credit's going to look great. There's going to be no debt on it. So you're going to get that cash out refinance so much more easily. And I've interviewed countless clients on our channel. There's a whole playlist of those interviews. One guy bought his first 6 investment properties and they're all buy and holds. And he's already cashed out, refinanced on those properties, bought them all as a cash buyer, because with these credit accounts, you can use them and send a wire from the account to the title company. And now you're closing as an actual cash buyer. And that's by using our partner, who will basically charge the card and then send the wire for you. They charge 2.85%. So it's a great and affordable resource. It costs you $2,800 if you're doing a $100,000 deal, but that's just to send the money. As far as interest goes, there's 0 interest. All of the accounts we apply for, 0 interest for an average of 12 months. So you can get a lot done in that time. And I've had clients tell me they bought 3 properties. One guy told me he bought 6. Another guy I interviewed told me he renovated 8 properties with the funding we got them. So that's what a lot of our clients are doing. Some clients are using it for marketing, but a lot of our clients are using it to help fund the entire deal or just fund part of the deal.
Sure. So you mentioned cards. Are these primarily credit cards, or are there lines of credit available as well?
Yeah, so these are business credit cards. They come with 0 interest for an average of 12 months, and they don't show up on your personal report. There's no line of credit that we can get that's 0 interest. And with a line of credit, there's a lot more hoops to jump through. It's not as easy to get approved for. You're going to have to provide financials. With business credit cards, you don't have to provide financials. There's no tax returns or proof of income required. It's stated income. And it's all really the main qualifier is your credit score. So if you've got about a 720 credit score, you got a couple of major bank credit cards that are open that aren't maxed out. You want to be around 30% of the debt to credit ratio. If that's where you're at, you're going to be qualifying for anywhere from like 30,000 all the way to 100,000. It depends on how strong your credit. So for example, if you've only got $1,000 credit card right now, that's not a strong foundation. But if you have 2 credit cards and one of them's 10,000, one of them's 20,000, that's a stronger profile. That profile will produce higher end results. So yeah, a lot of people are like, wait, this is just credit cards. And that's true, but they're business credit cards. And if you don't have business credit cards, you should look into it. Especially if you're doing real estate deals. I know personally, when I was doing my first couple deals, I was using my personal credit and I was watching it go up and down. And I was feeling that pain, knowing that I was kind of overextending myself. And now I have business credit, and now I have way more confidence, way more comfort when I'm spending money in my business because I know that it's not going to bring my personal scores down. So when I go and do a cash out refinance, I won't have an issue whatsoever.
Sure. So in the end, you are an advocate on your members' benefit, talking to these financial institutions to get the best deal for them.
Yeah, because a lot of times they'll shoot you down, even with 750 credit scores. As a matter of fact, I just had a YouTube comment the other day. I screenshotted it because I talk about this on the webinar all the time, that people with 750s or even really strong credit, they aren't getting approved. And if they are getting approved, they're only getting like 2,000, 5,000 to start, because that's just the way it works. They don't review it. And a human being doesn't review it. And it's really not until you push and request them to review it and request for an increase. For example, if you have a $10,000 or $20,000 personal card, you should be getting that on your business credit as well. But a lot of times you won't. Even if you have strong credit, they'll just shoot you down. They make it really difficult, right? They don't make it as easy with business credit as they do with personal. So yeah, we are like an advocate. We speak directly every single day. We're speaking with the underwriters at all the banks that we work with. And our team here is incentivized to get our clients approved and to get them increases. So, you've got a team of people in your corner that are pushing to get you approved for the maximum amount possible. And that really goes a long way. Having our team incentivized based on every $1,000 that they get increased, they get a commission based on that. And they also get commission or bonus points if they get positive reviews from clients. So everything here is geared towards incentivizing immediate service and incentivizing quality and efficient service. That's why we have the reputation we have. That's why, our clients are happy with us, because everything that we do here is geared around integrity and delivering service as we set the expectation up front.
Sure. So just to remind everybody, definitely check out the YouTube channel. Look for Fund and Grow. 11,000 in a short time. That's pretty impressive. So you better, I'm sure there's some great stories and information there. And then we'll have some links in the show notes to direct you to that $500 off of the membership offer. So let's talk about the membership. Outside of the helping you advocate for the applicant's behalf, are there some additional benefits with that membership? You already talked about webinar. There some?
Yeah. So the webinar is like our educational upfront tool that we would use to get people informed about the service and informed about how great business credit is. So in the webinar, we break all that stuff down. And then we can even, if you want, we can add a link for the webinar if people want more information after they watch this. But through the membership, here's how it works. It's a 12-month membership. They get a 60-day refund period. So we're getting people credit within 30 days. So you get 60 days to make sure that it's all good and you're comfortable. We do 3 rounds of funding throughout the 12 months. We also set up an entity for people. If they don't have an entity, that's included in our fee. There's no back-end fee. We have a one-time, either an upfront payment, or you can split it up into 2 payments or 3 payments. And then through the membership, we're also going to help you remove the inquiries. So sometimes people get hung up about the inquiries, right? So when you go and apply for me, I'm going to get inquiries on my credit report, right? That's going to affect my credit, right? Not really. They're 2 points each. And in order to get approved for business credit, you have to apply. So you're going to have to get that inquiry. And those inquiries don't even come close to comparing to 50,000 or 100,000 in business credit. So we also show our clients how to remove those inquiries. So after we do our round of funding, then we show you how to remove those inquiries. And we can also do it for you as well. We charge like $250 to have our partner, Kadem Credit Help, do the inquiry removal side of it, because a lot of people don't want to be bothered with that. And, they just got like 50 grand. So they're like, all right, yeah, let's just have Kadem do it so I don't have to waste my time with it. But the cool thing is that those inquiries won't even hold much weight after 120 days. So we set up an entity, we apply, we negotiate, and we make sure you get approved the maximum amount possible. And then we do the inquiry removal process. And then about 5 to 6 months after the first round of funding is done, 6 months into the membership, we're going to do the second round of funding. And then repeat that same process. And then towards the end of the membership, around month 12, we're going to do the third round of funding. Our goal is to build you up to and over $250,000 in zero interest business credit. We also show you, and we don't show you, we tell you and we teach you exactly what you need to do in order to qualify. So you're going to know exactly what you need to do before we apply, what you need to do while we're applying, and you're going to learn what to do after we apply so that you can continue to maximize the amount you get and so that you can carry it on for many years to come. A lot of clients want to sign up with us for a second or third year of service, but through working with us, you kind of get the idea of what we're doing. And a lot of people kind of just run with it after that first 12 months, because what's cool is you can continue this process. You can always close down an old account, or you can merge the old account with the new account so that you can continue to get zero interest for many years. And it doesn't just have to be that first initial round. You can continue to repeat the process. Matter of fact, one of my clients who I've interviewed, some people listening might have heard of him because he's starting to get more exposure because he's putting out a course. Nick Perry. I don't know if you know Nick at all, but he went through our process. He went through our program. His first year, he got like 270,000. Now he's over 500,000. He's been working with us for probably 2.5 years now. And I interviewed him and he told me point blank, Mike, if it wasn't for Fund and Grow, I wouldn't have been able to 10X my business. He went from doing 40,000 a month to now doing 400,000 a month. And he's using the credit to primarily cover his pay-per-click marketing budget every month. And it's allowed him to continue to grow. And I'm sure he's using it for other real estate related items as well. But, there's a lot of interviews like that on our Fund and Grow channel of people basically telling me that they're very grateful and how it's, changed their business. So yeah, there's a lot of good free information on the channel. I kind of lost track of where I was going with that, but
no, that was all great. With that being said, you mentioned that you'll even help people establish an entity. So this can even be for people who are just starting out, getting
Right.
a new business started.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's all really credit based. Like the main qualifier is your credit. And let's just say I'm working at, McDonald's right now and I don't have any other business going on, but I decide, you know what? I want to get a side hustle going. I want to start buying cars and flipping them or whatever the side hustle is. There's nowhere that says I can't get business credit, even though I don't have an existing business with 5-10 years of history, because business credit is for people with side hustles. It's for people that are entrepreneurs. It's for seasoned investors and business owners. So if you don't have a business yet, it doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is your credit. So if you qualify now, you can get credit. And then you could start doing real estate deals, or you could start wholesaling and have a marketing budget now because you have credit. The only thing you would need to do is set up a sole proprietorship. That's the easiest way for someone who doesn't already have an LLC or a business that's operating. That's the easiest way to go about it. And when you use a sole proprietorship, there's actually less hoops to jump through. There's less verification, documentation required because it's a simpler form of an entity. It's just your base form of getting a tax ID. That's all you need is a tax ID. Once you have that, now the business credit will report to the tax ID and it will not show up on your credit report and it won't show on your social security number. So startups and seasoned investors can benefit for sure.
So it sounds like, especially at first, it's very personal, credit based. So who is a good candidate for this, and who might need a little help or a little work before they come to you?
Yeah, so it is credit based. So 720 scores and up. You want to have a couple major bank credit cards open, not just store credit. We're looking at major banks like Bank of America, Chase, et cetera. So you want to have a couple major bank cards open that you didn't just open, 2 months ago. You don't want to have, 2 years roughly or more of credit history. You want your debt to be around 30% on those major cards, on all your cards, really. You want to be at about 30%. You don't want to have one card maxed out and then have 3 other cards with no balance. You'd rather balance transfer that out, keep it balanced at 30%. And then as far as new accounts go, if somebody's, has one new credit card account in the last 6 months, that's not that big of a deal. But if you've got like 2 or 3 that you just opened in the last, 2 to 6 months, then we would want to let those season for 6 months before going and applying again, because you can't just apply every month and keep applying and applying. You've got to give time in between for those accounts to season so that the banks can see positive payment history. And then after that seasoning time is done, then you can apply for more credit. So that's what we're talking when we say new accounts. No, we don't want too many new accounts. One new account, that's fine in the last 6 months. Now, then there's also derogatories or delinquent accounts. We don't really want any of those on your report. We don't want charge-offs. We don't want late payments, collections. If there's just like one late payment from like 6 years ago or something super minor, not a big deal. But if you've got a bankruptcy on your report, we're going to want our partner, Kadem Credit Help, to get that stuff removed before we apply, because we're not just trying to push people through and not pay attention to what we're doing. So we're looking at everything with a fine-tooth comb. We're looking at your credit report line by line before we move you forward to applications. And we're not scared to tell our clients, hey, look, we really think we need to do credit repair. Or, hey, we need to get these cards paid down. You're at 70% on 2 of your cards. Let's bring it down to 30. Can we do that before we apply? Because if we apply and we don't get you good results, we're going to look like the idiots, and we don't want to do that. So we are always very upfront with people. And that's why we give that 60-day refund period. That's pretty much the qualification in a nutshell. So if you're around like, if you've got $10,000, $20,000 personal credit cards, you'll be on the higher end of the amounts you receive. But if you've only got like a $1,000 and a $5,000 card, then you have a limited credit profile. So if you've only got like a limited credit profile, in some cases, we would even want to apply for personal for you because you might not have a strong enough foundation to get substantial approvals with business credit. So we're very upfront. We talk all about that on our educational webinar. And then as soon as people call in or they speak with someone here, they will hear the exact same things from everybody, because we're all, on the same page when it comes to qualifying. So our sales team to our processing team, they're all giving those same exact qualifications out. And that's just the way it is. We know the bank's criteria. We submit 2,000 applications a month. So we know exactly what they're looking for. So we don't want to waste anyone's time and just push them through and see what sticks. We want to know what they're going to get before we apply. We actually have a whole pre-qualification system to where you can fill out the form and then immediately it'll respond and tell you what you pre-qualify for. And we usually do that after someone becomes a client and we are reviewing their report. We'll do that soft credit pull. We'll analyze the report, and then we'll let them know where they stand before we apply, so that they can say, hey, I don't really want to do this if I'm only going to get 20,000. And then we'll say, all right, then we should apply yet. Let's wait till you do those pay downs or whatever. So that's just kind of how the qualification side of things works.
Sure. So you mentioned having some partners. It sounds like even if they don't qualify now, you can probably point them in the right direction to get them there.
Yeah, we have a partner who's Kadem Credit Help. We've been working with them for like 10 years now. It's actually our company, separate company, same owners. But we have to have separate because they're doing credit repair and we're doing, credit service, credit consulting. So yeah, they do a great job. I'll just give you the disclaimer right now. Credit repair does not happen overnight. And if anyone's promising you 30, 45-day guarantee removals, something's up with that. So I would be, a little sketched about that. But yeah, I've seen Kadem remove bankruptcies and everything under the sun. It just takes time. Sometimes it takes multiple dispute cycles, which means multiple months of credit repair. So we have Kadem, who's that partner. And then we also work with the partner who helps us send a wire transfer. Those partners are plastic.com and Melio. What they'll do is they'll charge your credit card. You'll then add a pay to account within the registration and within your plastic account. You'll add the pay to account and then you tell them how much you want to send to that contractor. And then they will send the wire to the contractor or to the title company or to the place of business. Mm-hmm. And then they'll charge you 2.85% for, let's say, $100,000. $100,000, that's $2,800. But if you use this credit to buy a house or something like that, something big, or like Nick Perry, every month he's spending like $50,000 a month in marketing. Guess what you're getting back? Rewards points, free cash back. So every month, every couple months, you're getting a couple grand back if you're spending big like that. So even though it's going to cost you $2,800 to send the wire, you're going to get that money back in the cash back rewards because you're spending such a big amount.
Sure.
So I've had that feedback from clients. Like if you guys go, you'll see everything I'm saying will line up with what my clients say on the interviews. And, it basically pays for itself. The service kind of pays for itself through those rewards.
Sure. So you mentioned being able to make these payments with these credit cards, but is there typically what is the payment cycle? I mean, even though it's 0% interest, some of these would have still have a minimum payment on a monthly basis, right? I don't want people to think that They can just cash out and ride it until their project is done.
Right. Yeah. They still have to make at least a minimum monthly payment of 1% of the balance. So let's say you just bought a house and you're $50,000 right now in debt. You got $50,000 in balances on the business credit cards. Even though it doesn't show up on your personal credit report, you got to make the payment. And that payment is 1%. So that would be $500 towards that $50,000 balance. But guess what? Every month the balance goes down because there's no interest for 12 months. So right. Ideally, we want to get them paid off within 12 months for sure. So if you're doing a flip, that won't be a problem at all, right? But if you're doing a buy and hold, like a rental property, turnkey, whatever it is, you'll buy the property with the credit. Now, let's say you've got $60,000 or whatever it is sitting on the business credit, make that minimum monthly payment of 1% of the balance, but you're not going to do that forever. the idea here is short-term cash type financing. That's what this is all about. So once you got the property, you bought it as a cash buyer, you negotiated the best deal as a cash buyer. Now, if you're doing a buy and hold, get it renovated, place a tenant, get it appraised, and get it cashed out. Get your refi, get your mortgage on the property, get that money back, pay the cards off, do it again. Now, if you're doing a flip, you just, obviously you just buy it as a cash buyer. You can let the property sit for a few months while you're getting the project done, pay your minimum monthly payment on the business credit. And then once the renovation's done, get it listed. It'll be sold in a day right now at this market. So you won't have much time to wait. And then you can pay your cards off and then do another one. Sure.
Yeah, no, we talk repeatedly about knowing your numbers and this is going to be part of, holding the property during the rehab period or what have you. So just make sure that you have those numbers in place. But I guess we're kind of coming to the end of our time here together. But I always end with, if there was a question you wished I would have asked you here today, is there anything else we might have missed?
No, I don't think so. I think we covered. Oh, one thing I haven't mentioned. One of the bonuses that we give away when we do like a webinar or a podcast is we allow people to add their spouse, business partner, family member, someone that they know that they're close with. So if they did sign up with us, they'll get a $500 discount and they'll be able to add another member on for free, and we'll apply for both members and get them double the amount of funding. So it's basically a buy one, get one free. That's one of the bonuses that we give out. So it allows you to get double the amount of funding. But other than that, I don't think we missed anything. I think we covered pretty much everything.
Well, I really appreciate your time today. Again, just definitely check out the YouTube channel, Fund and Grow, fundandgrow.com. But I'll also have a referral link in the show notes so you can take advantage of the $500 off and getting the second person. Mike, this has been a great conversation. I hope we can chat again sometime.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me today. Appreciate it.
This has been the REI Mastermind Network. You can already tell that we've made some changes and a few more are on the way. If you are interested in what we have planned, head over to patreon.com/REI Mastermind and support the show today. Financial contributions are always appreciated, along with a like, share, and review. It really helps us grow and reach more people with this valuable information. See you next time, and tell a friend.